Just how is it that emotions shape and control our thinking? Our emotions have projected power over our thoughts. They act as filters to form our desires, furnish our capacities, and to a large extent rule our immediate thoughts. In essence, our first read of a new situation is always centered in our emotions, feelings, and attitudes. As such, our emotions are laying the groundwork for the thinking that is to come, shaping our understanding of situations, making us docile when we trust our own knowledge. It saves us the effort of evaluating every situation we encounter. Crossing railways evokes different emotions in people than crossing roads. However, essentially, dangers are very similar. These emotions are shaped by past experiences. This emotionality is evident in the next part of our research.
In the next part of our video, we did exactly the same with Josephine and myself crossing the railway first. Josephine comments on the gate. I think everybody did in the video.
Everyone commented on this type of gate, saying that it made them feel safe to have that gate there.
One of our subjects actually mentioned that it felt safe because it was always closed.
Yes. Also, I'm just saying that I feel naughty walking over the railway, which is quite interesting because that's a feeling that no one seemed to have when crossing a road, but a lot of us seem to have crossing this type of railway where there's not a lot of people around.
I think that is the point, is the fact that there's not many people around. This one's not a remote location, but there's not loads of people about. Even though you and me have done it quite a few times now, it still evokes the same kind of emotion, the same kind of fear and cautiousness. I think the reason for this is because people read different new situations differently. We approach new things with caution usually. It's human nature.
And this is a type of crossing that people are generally not used to, because in towns you have all the barriers and sounds and everything that just tells you exactly what to do, just like the signal box does at the road. So it makes you docile, just makes you do and not think about the danger included in the action.
It's about putting the decision back in your hands. Although people do it on roads every day. So I don't know why this is different. People treat it differently. I think it's part of a situational analysis, how people read the situation, if they've had good experiences before or not. This subject actually talks about the sign telling her to stop, look, listen, and she says that she must do it as a sign of obedience. And she says in her voice that there's a train coming. She sounds quite fearful actually.
Good job I looked, right?
This subject actually encounters a train. I think we only encountered 2 in all of the videos that we actually filmed. And while it's not on the same side of the line, same side of the crossing, she still looks quite fearful, and she looks again.
Yes.
Just in case something else is coming. She doesn't trust her own judgment.
She looks 3 times, left, right, left. That's what we're programmed to do from a very young age.
And she looks at the floor as well. I'm not quite sure why.
I made it.
Obviously, she sounds excited when she crossed, like it was a big achievement.
We're approaching the rail crossing.
This is our next subject, who also comments on the gate, I think, and obviously on the sign.
She refers to the gate as a security door, which I find quite interesting. I don't know whether it's because you don't know the name of what it is, or whether that's what she sees it as, something that will keep her safe.
Yeah. Actually, on this, I just thought on this railway line, there aren't many signs about it. There's only the stop, look, listen, which everybody's paid attention to.
Yes.
But on other crossings, there is trespass signs, do not do this, must do this, telling us what to do. Pretty much every step of the way. Closed gate.
I wonder if we need these trespass signs to make us not trespass, because essentially we know that it's a danger in doing it, but do we actually need the signs to stop us, or will we actually know it ourselves if we didn't have them?
There is the point of common sense, although you always get some people that are just trespass on lines and cause mischief anyway.
But wouldn't the signs just have the opposite effect to them, wanting them to do it even more, the fact that they know that they're not allowed
kind of
to?
what, like rebellion against? Yeah, I suppose so, there is that, yeah. This subject actually crossed quite quickly, and I believe that's because he encountered a train in one of the other videos that's not on here.
Yes.
It's made him more nervous.
After that train coming, he's always had a fear in his voice when he's crossing.
Mm-hmm. This is our next subject.
Right, it's a train track.
And this subject actually
You can see what's coming
comments
both
more than
ways,
others
so it's just a case of
on the type of crossing
and then there's the gate on the other side, but
than anything else.
it's only a little
He seems more calm than anyone else as well. I would say that he just seems to assess the danger and sort of decide that it is safe.
He might be because he assesses it in a different way, or he may be more used to it than anybody else.
Yeah. So he's either more used to it, or maybe he just don't have a preference of being afraid of new situations and just have a more relaxed attitude towards it.
Yes, possibly there is that. This is our last subject. It's because gross.
It's a bit dodgy.
And it's a bit dodgy, but I'm not quite sure why. It's only a rail crossing.
Not really that bothered because it's only a train track.
I think that comment about not being bothered because it's only a train track is interesting, because that suggests to me that... should we just leave it at that? The rule of emotion before thought is quite adaptive. It allows us to act on instinct and initial impressions when we are threatened or in danger. Our emotions are also an important means by which we evaluate situations and make decisions about what is appropriate in a given situation. However, when we encounter a situation we recognize well, we trust the old judgment to be true, which is making us acting in accordance to what we previously knew. It leaves out the emotional evaluation. Is there a danger in being docile when it comes to health and safety? In today's society, we often trust that where rules and regulations are put in place, if we follow them properly, they will keep us safe. Can general regulations be applied to all situations related to safety? Are there dangers in trusting these regulations with our safety? How do we know that the streetlight machinery when crossing a road will work every time telling the cars to stop? And who can promise that individuals driving the cars will let themselves be governed, follow the rules of the streetlights? Most busy railways are regulated more thoroughly than the ones that are outside of communities. Some people are used to crossing these type of railways, the type where you have to assess the danger yourself. Individuals not used to this type of railways were found from this research to evoke an emotional assessment of the situation, even occasionally resulting in feelings of fear. How society shaped us to believe that regulations put in place by other people are essentially keeping us safe. Have we lost our trust in our own ability to assess danger? Has it made us incompetent to assess it well enough to keep us safe? How do people keep safe without signs, sounds, and barriers to stop them from danger? What would happen within a workplace in a society where we are used to be governed to trust regulations would suddenly stop giving guidance on safety? Would we be less efficient at assessing our own safety than we would if we were governed to always trust our own instinct in regards to safety? What would happen when the people implementing the regulations assess the risks incorrectly? Who is to blame for that assessment? Is it not our own responsibility to look after our own safety? And do we really need to hand over that power to other people or to machinery? Are we just too lazy, preferring to give away the responsibility? Or do we actually trust them more? Are we more comfortable being docile when it comes to safety because we're too occupied using our survival instincts to manage our life in different areas that are not related to safety? Why do we trust others to manage our own safety when we're often very emotionally engaged in safety of our own children? Are we used to, from childhood, to have someone else responsible for our safety? Do we trust others more than ourselves? This is an example of a strong form of governance through self-governance. Individuals have accepted to be docile in the face of dangers we encounter on a daily basis without questioning the level of safety it brings us. The societies and organizations need to regulate people's behavior towards safety. Could it be negative to make people docile in the face of danger? And is it taking away our capacity to read situations regarding safety?
For more information, please visit our website http://web.me.com/D Howard Pask /crossing into Foucault.